The thing I don't know what I'm trying to allude to, but I feel like I could be doing more to spread the love among the world. I could be doing more to just to do more, period.
You bet.
In the way of agape love. How can I do that physically? Like, I feel like I can only do so much, and I don't know where to start.
Okay. And that's a great example of how following Christ is not hear the rules, follow the rules. Instead, following Christ is trusting Him, allowing His Holy Spirit to control you. Why is that so important? Because you need discernment. I need discernment. And following Christ is not beating up on yourself because you don't love enough. Rather, following Christ is asking Him for discernment on what it means practically to share your resources with God's unfed children, to stand against evil and injustice. And that's not an easy thing to work through. Living in this kind of complex world that we live in, that takes a truckload of discernment.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm standing out here not saying, hey, here's the rules, guys, follow the rules. No, I'm pleading with people, put your faith in Jesus Christ, enter a spiritual relationship with Him, learn to meditate, to reflect, to pray, to ask Him for wisdom, to make wise decisions in a very ethically gray world.
True. Very true.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
And that's also why it's so important for you to be part of a group of believers who are trying to do that. Because often God will speak to you through these people. Let me give you one quick example. If it wouldn't have been for a man who I trust a lot, I would never do what I'm doing now. I grew up in an environment where only idiots do what I do now. Yeah. But this wonderful man challenged me and said, Cliff, I've heard these hellfire brimstone preachers who like to stand up on university campuses and tell all the students are going to hell in a handbasket. Now, why don't you, and I see students gather around and listen and get abused. He said, why don't you go out and try and present both the love and the truth of Christ? And if it would have been anybody else, I'd have been thinking, you got rocks in your head, man. There's no way I'm ever going to do that. But because I had such respect for the guy, because I knew him very well and because he knew me very well, I said, okay, Leighton, I'll try it. And man, am I ever glad I did. You see, that was a result of me building a friendship with someone who knew Christ, who was a very wise man, who loved me and knew me quite well. And he said, okay, Cliff, what about it? And I'm so glad he did. That was 30 years ago. And
well, I'm glad you're here today. Thanks.
Thank you so much.